Welcome to another edition of Legal Talk with Hahn Hahn attorneys, and today we're talking about the difference between counterfeit goods and grey goods. And here with us is Janusz Luterek from Hahn Hahn. Janusz, so nice to chat to you again. Hope you're well.
Yes, thanks, Jan. Lovely to chat to you from this burning hot Gauteng. I believe it's so nice and cool down there.
Yes, but you're welcome anytime.
Thank you.
So, Janusz, what is the difference between counterfeit goods and grey goods, as we hear these terms quite often in the media?
Yeah, so counterfeit goods are goods which are made by someone else than the real brand owner. The brand logo and name is applied then illegally to the goods, so that when you buy them, you think you're buying the real ones of the brand owner. You often see this with these running shoes, possibly Nike or Adidas, sold in little shady shops somewhere, handbags, etc., where clearly the quality, the way they're made is not right, but yet they are branded the way that as if they were the real things. Grey goods are very different, so they must not confuse. Counterfeit goods, bad. Grey goods. Grey goods to me are good, and I'll explain why. So grey goods are goods produced by the real producer. So let's say they're real Nike shoes, real Adidas shoes, a real Louis Vuitton handbag. And they have put their branding on it properly, and it's sold by them, but in another country where it's cheaper. So let's say they sell it in the Far East or in the Middle East, where it's cheaper than in South Africa. And then someone brings them into South Africa, still the real goods with the real brand on it, and then sells them at a lower price. So those are grey goods. They're real goods. They're not fake. The trademark is not fake. They simply were bought from the original manufacturer, but in another country, and then brought here without the blessing, if you can call it that, of the original brand owner.
Okay, well, that was a good explanation. Now that we know the difference, the question now is, do consumers actually have any protection when these grey goods are sold here in South Africa?
Yeah, so this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Look, you pay less, but, often it is you get what you pay for. So if I buy a real branded product, even if it's grey goods or not, but let's say I buy them from the actual brand owner, an Adidas shoe from an Adidas shop, and the sole comes off within 2 weeks or a month or 2 months. If you take it back to Adidas, they have to honor the warranty because they sold it to you. Grey goods is different because Adidas will say to you, but we didn't sell these to you, or maybe even we don't sell that model in South Africa. It's a real Adidas, but we don't sell it. You didn't buy it from us. Now, the Consumer Protection Act requires the seller of grey goods, which bears a trademark of a brand owner without their permission, to make it clear that these are grey goods and that the original brand owner does not carry the warranty, and that the seller must warranty the products themselves. So they brought them in, they must carry the warranty. You can't have a situation where they brought them in, bypassing the brand owner, but then expect the brand owner to carry the warranty. So there is some consumer protection, but that consumer protection is only as good as the person who brought the product into South Africa.
Okay, and Janusz, what about drop shipping, like these online stores where orders are placed online from an international company and then shipped directly to a shopper?
Yeah, so this has become a big thing. Look, I think it's going to go down quite a lot now that SARS has changed the way they treat these imports. You will know they've now added 20% plus VAT plus SAR, so it's become less profitable to do this. But in any event, South African law does not apply internationally. So although we have a Consumer Protection Act in South Africa, when I place an order on an international online shop, I have no protection under the Consumer Protection Act. And you are then at the mercy of that international online shop. Do they want to honor your warranty or not? And I think the or not is the more likely scenario, because what are you going to do about it if they're sitting in China or India or somewhere and your product fails? But as regards the issue of counterfeit goods, the counterfeit goods laws do not apply as against an individual shopper. So if you are an importer to sell and you import a lot of counterfeit goods, they can arrest you for selling counterfeit goods. But if you ordered one pair of counterfeit shoes from an online store and they send it to you, actually you're a victim as well. You're as much a victim as the brand owner who was defrauded by having their brand used illegitimately. So there's very little risk to buying the counterfeit goods online from a point of view of being prosecuted for having counterfeit goods. But of course, you've got no warranty and you're on your own. Whatever happens, happens.
So if you really want to save money now, should you purchase grey goods or counterfeit goods?
So first of all, don't touch counterfeit goods. Counterfeit goods in general are poor quality. They may, in fact, in some instances be dangerous. They may be made of materials which can contaminate foodstuffs if it's a food contact material. They can be harmful to you. They can break while in use. You might be running and the sole comes off and you fall, etc. The counterfeit goods are just advised against, full stop. But grey goods is different. I have no problem buying grey goods. I sometimes buy grey goods. So it's quite important to understand that when you're buying grey goods, you're buying the real product. Your only problem is if there's a warranty claim, you can't go back to the brand name that's on the product. You will have to go to the company that supplied them to you.
Okay, well, that's very interesting. Okay, so now we know, thanks to you, Janusz, we know the difference between grey goods and counterfeit goods, and we need to look out for those because they're all over South Africa.
All over the world. You can go to New York and they're selling them on the street there,
really?
So it's everywhere.
Yeah, but very, very interesting. Once again, Janusz Luterek from Hahn Hahn. Thanks so much. Much appreciated.
It's a great pleasure, yeah.
Are you or your business in trouble and struggling to find a solution? Call Hahn Hahn Attorneys as we assist clients in finding solutions. We specialize in consumer and food law, commercial and construction law, forensic investigations and administrative law. Visit hahnlaw.co.za. That's HAHN. We assist clients nationwide. Hahn Hahn Attorneys, because we care. Don't miss Legal Talk with Hahn Hahn Attorneys, Wednesday mornings at 10 on eRadio.